Yes, again, good afternoon, guys. It's 4:56, 5:56 in Guyana. The breaking news story, we are still right at the same position. Just before I got off the air with you guys, the aircraft, the helicopter is still missing. It's still missing. It is still missing. We have not heard a word from the Guyana Defense Force. They need to call a press conference. They need to talk to the people. They need to tell the folks who are the crew members on the helicopter, and not necessarily what the mission was, but knowing that it was the weather is very, very bad in that area, but they went straight into whatever it is. We don't need to know exactly what mission, but at the end of the day, we need to know who the crew members are. As of now, they are still missing. I repeat, as of now, they're still missing. Nobody in Guyana, in the regime, the government, whatever you want to call them, nobody is listening. No, I mean nobody is talking. Everybody's tight-lipped, tight-lipped. Everyone, including the senior guys in the Guyana Defense Force. They need to be saying something. Somebody needs to speak. Somebody needs to say what is happening as of now. We have never seen these sort of things in Guyana where these officials are quiet. They only seem quick to jump on CNN, BBC, and CBS to lie to the people for the most part. And I say lie to the people because I wish they can remind those reporters, CNN, BBC, or so forth, as to what Jack Deere said about Venezuela.
You could probably, on the maritime area, give Venezuela a channel out to the sea. So you make a slight concession in the maritime area.
So that is what they got to. They have to report and say that that is what Jack Deere, that is a fact. It's evidence. It's out there. This is what Jack Deere calls the nation. That is why Guyana is the way it is right now.
You could probably, on the maritime area, give Venezuela a channel out to the sea. So you make a slight concession in the maritime area.
So you guys heard for yourselves, right? Outside of that, what else is happening? And this is just what we are picking up, that the PBP is reluctant to release the names. They are reluctant to release the names of the individuals who are part of the crew members, that make up the crew members. They are reluctant for obvious reasons. They just do not want you guys to know the names. One of them is someone who advises Irfan Ali. He happens to be the common law husband, the partner, domestic partner, whoever, of former minister Jennifer Westford. We're also hearing that Colonel Shahood, I believe, is also there. We know of Mike Charles and others. The question is, who are the and others? So thus far, as not totally unexpected, but these guys in the Guyana Defense Force have not said a word. They have to come out. They have to speak. They have to inform the nation what's happening on the ground. You cannot have people in the Northwest District, in the areas surrounding the border there of Venezuela, Guyana, and not say anything. People are concerned. People are running out of that region right now in their numbers. And the PBP regime, they're hiding these things from you guys. But yet Irfan Ali feels comfortable jumping on CNN to talk basically trash. That's my opinion, to trash talk, because he doesn't know what he's talking about other than sitting next to a Christmas tree and to obviously give the example of what a real Christmas blow is. That is what Irfan Ali is doing. We have seen him on BBC. We've seen him on CBS. We've seen him on CNN. But what they're not telling those folks at CNN, CNBC, CBS, and BBC News is this is what Jack Deere promised Venezuela.
You could probably, on the maritime area, give Venezuela a channel out to the sea. So you make a slight concession in the maritime area.
So they're not going to say that to the, but you guys have to. It doesn't make you unpatriotic if you expose these vagabonds to the world and let the people know that they are the ones who are responsible for Guyana being where it is right now. They're reckless. The PPP is reckless. They are the reason why Guyana is the way it is right now. Well, we haven't heard anything from the opposition. They've been very quiet on this issue, other than they issued some press release, and you got to read the press release. If you want to read the press release, go straight into the Village Voice, and you'll get to read the press release. But here, this is my opinion on this whole matter. We don't have a real government in Guyana right now. We have someone who has been installed who, this is way above his pay grade. This is way above him, way above Irfan Ali to handle. At this time, now is the time to have a government of national unity. Call the opposition in. Call them in right now. Call them in. Do like what Israel did. This is a time that Guyana may eventually be at war with Venezuela. Maduro is a madman. We've got to accept that. He is a madman. He's clutching on straws. He will do anything to remain in power. And we have seen what he has done already to Essequibo. You cannot sit by, and we cannot depend on these vagabonds to make anything happen. The time has come for a unity government, a government of national unity, to bring the opposition into government right now. Share some space. Share space right now. Now is the time to do that. The PPP cannot continue. The PPP cannot manage the country. They have us in this mess right now. I repeat, the PPP has us in this mess right now. They were more concerned about going after citizens, Guyanese citizens, calling Guyanese citizens, and I want, if anybody from the international media watching, I want them to know that just days ago, not Irfan Ali, days ago, Bharat Jagdeo, who sits there as the vice president of Guyana, this is what he said about a sitting member of parliament, a female sitting member of parliament who is a former minister of the government as well. This is what he said in terms of describing her.
Eve Moore or a border. And from someone, a low life like Cathy, you is Eve Moore or a border. And from someone, a low life like Cathy, you.
Good. So that's the guy who is disguised. He is there in Guyana as a vice president. That's what he said about a sitting member of parliament, a female member of parliament, instead of throwing that sort of energy to Maduro and the vice president of Venezuela. No, they go after their citizens in Guyana. They persecute their citizens in Guyana. They jail their citizens in Guyana. They trump up charges against their citizens in Guyana. They beat their citizens in Guyana. That is what they do. And these vagabonds are no different than Maduro. Some may ask, Mark, why now? Of course, why now? Because these are the bandits, the political bandits, who got Guyana where it is right now.
You could probably, on the maritime area, give Venezuela a channel out to the sea. So you make a slight concession in the maritime area.
So Bharat Jagdeo wants to make a concession with Venezuela, to strike a deal with Venezuela, to share the very Essequibo region. Bharat Jagdeo said that, guys. Let us not run away from that. Let us not pretend that it never happened. And Jack Deere is not going to get a free pass on this at all. Jack Deere is not. And again, as I have been doing as well, sending it to various news agencies in the United States of America and remind them that this is what Jack Deere said that got us to where we are right now.
You could probably, on the maritime area, give Venezuela a channel out to the sea. So you make a slight concession in the maritime area.
Well, he wants to make a slight concession. He wants to make a slight concession. That's what he wants to, a slight concession. Well, you know what? Maduro, his friend, that they drank together, high wine, coffee, whatever it is that they drank together as friends. And then now Maduro decided to dig it in him. I don't want just to share anything. I want a whole piece of pie. And that is why Maduro is attempting to go into Essequibo right now to grab a big portion. But we can't. We cannot. The Patriots cannot allow Maduro to do that. Forget about Jack Deere. He already sold the country out. That is what they're doing. They're not concerned about the ordinary people in Metamazar, in High Platte, or wherever else on the quarantine, whether it's Philippi, Liz Kilmanac, wherever, Eversham, Wim, or even people at Monrepo, Buxton, Victoria Village, wherever. They're not concerned about people. Look at what people had to go through with that cash grant, a COVID-19 cash grant, 25,000 Guyana dollars. And for those who might wonder what's the exchange rate, what's the equivalence of that into US dollar? Well, it's just what? 25,000 is just maybe about 125 US dollars. They gave the people for the COVID-19 cash grant. COVID-19. And thousands of people are still waiting to get because they were given pink slips. So Jack Deere and Irfan, they robbed the people of Guyana. The oil wealth, billions of dollars, they're robbing the people of Guyana. They're taking the monies and they're giving it to their friends and their cronies. The nurses can't get a raise of pay. The teachers can't get a raise of pay. The police can't get a raise of pay. Well, they're starving. They have been starving the Guyana Defense Force for so many years. It's only now they're pretending that they care about their soldiers. They care about the soldiers. Now, let's get back to this here. If you're now joining us, good afternoon. It's 8 minutes after 6 o'clock in Guyana. The Guyana Defense Force helicopter with about 12 crew members or 10 to 12 crew members are still missing. No word at all. At least we haven't gotten an update from the Guyana Defense Force, who for some inexplicable reason, they are quiet. They are quiet as a mouse. Quiet, guys. The Brigadier General of the Guyana Defense Force, Omar Khan, is quiet. Now, they should hold a press conference. They should have had a press conference already. It is recklessness on the part of the Guyana Defense Force. It is recklessness on the part of the installed PPP regime not to update the people, not to update the citizens as to what really happened with that helicopter. What can we say? They can come out and basically say that the helicopter is still missing or they found the helicopter. We're seeing that somebody say, guys, don't come with some third, fourth, fifth-hand information that they found it. And I'm not disrespecting anybody when I say, look, get proper news, because as of 5 minutes ago, we heard that the aircraft has not yet been located. Has not yet been located. It is still missing. And for those of you who are, they found it. Oh, they found it. Found it where? Where? How come you guys are saying that they found it and the Guyana Defense Force has not mentioned a word about it? The Guyana Defense Force is saying that it is still missing. It is still missing. But yet some of you are they found it. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Hallelujah. No, look, nobody wants an aircraft. Nobody wants it to be missing. But you know what I'm interested in, right? Is that I want to sorry, I want to know who the occupants are. Who the occupants are. Now, Mike Charles, we hear, is the chief pilot. And then there's a young lieutenant or in lieutenant, a young lieutenant pilot, co-pilot. Then there are, of course, the enlisted rank, the flight crew. Brigadier Beaton, government project. He is attached to the, what is it? The Office of the President. He's on that flight tour. We're told he's part of the crew. And then there is also Colonel Michael Shahood is on that flight as well. We're told. Then there's a Lieutenant Colonel Welcome is on that flight, Reserve Commander. And then there's a Staff Sergeant by the name of Khan is on that flight as well. So that's the report that we have received here at Benchop Radio 107.1 FM. They have not recovered the crew members nor the helicopter. Omar Khan has to speak to members of the public. They have to have a press conference. And this press conference has to be live. Jumping as Irfan Ali has been doing, he's sitting on his nest and waiting for CNN and BBC and these people. He is more interested in talking to them than talking to you, the people on the ground. That is why we have to just pop out of our stations and talk to you guys, because the politicians are not talking to you. Irfan Ali isn't talking to you. Jagdev isn't talking to you. Jagdev is just reserved for every Friday or Thursday, where he cuss up, put on his skirt, and he cuss 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 and he cuss. That's all they do. And then, like Maduro, they pick up their political opponents and they jail them. They beat them up. And I want the foreign press to see. This guy spoke out against the PPP regime, and we can assume that the PPP regime, possibly some goon in the PPP regime or goons, sent some goons to beat this guy up with baseball bat. Brian McIntosh for speaking out. And that is how they operate to citizens of Guyana. But they can't deal with Maduro like this. They can't deal with the vice president. They can't stand up to these punks in Venezuela. But they're willing and ready to always stand up and to oppress and deal with Guyanese in this manner. That is how Jagdev and Irfan, they operate. And recently, this is what they did to another individual who spoke out in favor of the Guyana Defense Force. This man served in the Guyana Defense Force. He left as a lieutenant. And this is Malcolm Harry Paul. They locked Malcolm Harry Paul up for a few days. They charged him fake charges indeed.
You could probably, on the maritime area, give Venezuela a channel out to the sea. So you make a slight concession in the maritime area.
Sorry about that, guys. Just calls upon calls, and people are giving an update as to what's happening. The helicopter is still missing. Here's what's going to happen again. Don't be surprised if the corrupt PPP regime say that they will have 4 or 5 more of these aircrafts going, helicopter going to Guyana. They're going to get some other stuff. They're going to spend some monies now, billions of dollars. Instead of trying to avoid this nonsense, they have created it. And the billions of dollars now are going to go into buy a couple more of these helicopters, sky vans, all manner of things. They're going to buy some more weapons. And you see where the money's going. Instead of the money go to the ordinary people, it's going to go in weapons now. Weapons. Thanks because of these idiots in office. This is what they caused us. This is what they caused Guyanese people to be enduring at this point in time.
You could probably, on the maritime area, give Venezuela a channel out to the sea. So you make a slight concession in the maritime area.
So he wants to make a slight concession. Again, let me say, we will oftentimes get the trench crappos. I see there's one, Jasmine Ramdat. You could tell she's probably happy. She's get some nice concession, probably getting contracts, probably get a piece of house. That she said, did you witness them doing that to him? If not, shut your trap. Yeah, typical. Yeah. That's how they behave. Typical trench crappos. Now, the crew on the helicopter, according to a source, is Mike Charles. He's the chief pilot. Mike Charles, the chief pilot. A young lieutenant. We're going to get that young lieutenant's name, who is the co-pilot. The enlisted rank flight crew, and then, of course, Brigadier Beaton. Brigadier Beaton is supposed to be retired. He is the husband, or the common law husband or domestic partner, whichever one, don't know really, but he is connected to former minister Jennifer Westford. Jennifer Westford, husband or common law, whatever, you guys would be able to. Then there's a colonel also by the name of Michael Shahood. And then commander, he's commander for somewhere. Then there's a lieutenant colonel by the name of Welcome, reserve commander. And then there's a staff sergeant by the name of Khan. So the helicopter, guys, the helicopter is still missing. It is still missing. It is still missing. And unfortunately, the Guyana Defense Force is quiet. Is quiet about the whole situation. No press conference, no word, no further press release, nothing. Absolutely nothing about what's going on. But Guyanese must be in the blackout that they have right now, experiencing blackouts in certain parts of Guyana. They must go through what they're going through. They must keep their mouths shut and just wait until Papa Jack Dale and Mama or Papa Who or somebody, Irfan Ali, to come and say something. They are quick to talk to CNN. They're quick to talk to BBC. They're quick to talk to CBS. Nothing is wrong with talking with those media outlets, but talk to the Guyanese people. Who has been talking to the Guyanese people? Not a single one of them. Not a single one of them. Not even the Guyana Defense Force, Omar Khan, is saying anything to the people. And some of you out there, some of you trench crappos out there, get vexed because y'all don't want to hear the truth. That it is Irfan and Jack Dale that got Guyana in this mess right now. Irfan and Bharat Jagdeo got Guyana in the mess it is in right now. And you PPP folks have to accept that fact, that reality, that these guys are the ones, this guy, Irfan Ali, and his boss are the ones who have Guyana where it is right now. And let's not run away from that, guys. The helicopter is still missing. Crew members are still missing until we hear from the Guyana Defense Force. And we have not been hearing anything from them. They're as quiet as a mouse.
Oh, Jesus Christ. If cost of living double, I don't know what happened. A pound of sugar is $300 already. Flour, everything gone up. Everything just raising. You got to get about $40,000 for buy good ration. You got to get 3 man now. A weekend man, a monthly man, and a fortnight man.
And whatever other kind of man that they got to get. Meanwhile, guess what? Jack Dale is selling out Essequibo to Venezuela.
You could probably, on the maritime area, give Venezuela a channel out to the sea. So you make a slight concession in the maritime area.
All right. So, sorry about that. So let us see here. Let's see. I'm reading some of your comments. No further update other than what we have been saying to you guys over the past few minutes, that the helicopter is still missing in action. The helicopter is still missing. The crew members are still missing. And that's what we have heard as recent as just 10 or 15 minutes ago. 10 or 15 minutes ago. So we're getting some more information coming in, but I'm just cautious as to how I treat with the information that I receive. So because we don't want to spread any sort of propaganda, and we want to give you guys accurate information. So as of now, everybody else is quiet. Jack Dale is quiet. Irfan Ali is quiet. All of them. Mark Phillips is quiet. And we can only imagine why. We can only really imagine why they are so quiet. So we gave you the names of, based on our source, the crew members. And I wish to repeat it again. Members on the crew. Mike Charles, who happens to be the chief pilot. A young lieutenant is the co-pilot. And we have Brigadier Beaton, who is retired. He's on a government project. He works closely with Irfan Ali. And then we have Colonel Michael Shahood. Michael Shahood is right there. He's the guy in the picture here. Michael Shahood. This is the guy in the photograph. This is the guy in the photograph. He is also said to be one of the crew members that is missing. And that's according to information. The Guyana Defense Force has not done anything at all. Well, guess what, guys? Now we're hearing that the Guyana Defense Force has finally now they have called a 6:30 press conference. They will have a press conference. I'm not sure if that press conference is going to be live or not. A 6:30 press conference, and 6:30 Guyana time, which is about 6 minutes from now. 6 minutes from now, the Guyana Defense Force will have a press conference 6 minutes from now. Now, I'm wondering whether they are going to stream that press conference live. And if it is going to be streamed live, then we will carry it live right here on 107.1 FM. We will carry that press conference live right here on 107.1 FM. And thank you guys so much, those who have been sending messages. I just got a message. Hey, Mark, good afternoon, members of the media. Chief of Staff of the Guyana Defense Force, Brigadier Omar Khan, will host a media briefing. And I got this message about 5 minutes ago or so. A media briefing at 6:30. That's 6:30 Guyana time, just around 5 minutes from now. 6:30 today at the conference room in base Camp Iron, Ghana. Camp Iron, Ghana. Yep, sorry about that, guys. Even as we speak, I'm trying to get more and more information. Dwayne Bowen is asking when. I suppose that you're asking when is the press conference. The press conference should be in about 4 minutes from now. Guyana time, 6:30. 6:30 Guyana time. And 6:30 in Guyana will be just around 4 minutes from now, mind you. So Trenton C. Prasad, hey, Mr. C. Prasad, that's a good question. I've been asking people on the ground, what's the situation with the country there, with the folks on the ground. People are very tense. They're overly anxious to find out what's happening. All they're doing and hearing is that Irfan Ali is on CNN, he's on BBC, and this seemed to be a starstruck kind of thing for these guys. So in just a few minutes' time, they will have finally a press conference by the Guyana Defense Force. Thank you guys so much for messaging me and letting me know about what's really happening as it pertains to this sudden and long overdue press conference hosted by Brigadier Omar Khan. Brigadier Omar Khan and his press conference. We want to see and hear who are the folks. Okay, trying to get some information as to whether the press conference is going to be streamed live or not. So apparently it is not going to be streamed live. It's a sad situation that you have such an important press conference, and I was just told that it's not going to be live. It is not going to be live, and you guys can probably read between the lines why they don't want these things to be live. We can just imagine why they don't want it to be live. So I'm reading some of your comments. I see somebody says, Ms. Punai Christina said SMH. I really don't know what SMH means. Can somebody break that down? It could be so many hours, SMH. I don't know. I'm getting old. Yep. So thank you guys so much. I believe I should, I'm just going to go and look for some more news, because it is more than shame on them, because such a press conference, all you guys want to hear, you want to find out what's happening in Guyana. People can't sleep. People have been calling their relatives, their friends, to find out if everything is okay. Some of them have been peeping and all manner of things. But this is not how you treat citizens of the country. Whether they're your supporters or not your supporters, this is not how you treat citizens of the country. You got to be able to give them the sort of information and assurances and all. You keep reassuring them that all is well. All is well, guys. This is what we're working on. You don't necessarily have to tell them everything in details. You told CNN everything in details. You told BBC everything in details. You told CBS everything in details. But when it comes to the Guyanese people, you want to hide from them. What is it that you guys have to hide from them? What is it that you guys have to hide from the Guyanese people, that you don't want to tell them anything? You don't want to hold a press conference. You don't want to anything. Anything. Desma Adams, yes, I heard that there is going to be a press conference. There is going to be a press conference any moment now. I will stay live just to see whether we can stream from somewhere. More likely they're not, because this seemed to be just you cover things up. You hide it. You don't want you don't want people to know. I know, guys. I've been on social media long enough to know what SMH means and what FH and those sort of things. I know what it means, guys. I'm old, but I'm not that old. I know what it means. And so, but thank you guys. So this guy is one of the guys on the helicopter that is said to be missing, said to be still missing. His name is, Colonel Michael Shahood. Colonel Michael Shahood, who went up many, many ranks. Okay, I got you. Hey guys, sorry about that. My boss is just here. So yeah, this is that's the guy. Went up several ranks. We're told several ranks pass all the others. But now is not the time, though, to discuss that. Sorry, I don't want to discuss it now. But I just want you guys
Is
to
this
know.
yours?
Yeah, you can have it, sweetheart. Yeah. Killing me, open it for you. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I'm on the job and I decided to sneak away and do this show live. But and you guys understand, those of you who have kids, and even if you don't have kids, you'll understand. Kids will always be kids. So I'm going to check to see if there's any coverage of this press conference live, any live coverage of the press conference. And so about 10 minutes or so, Gordon Mosley said that 6:30 press conference, GDF press conference, 6:30 GDF press conference. That is it. But we're not, I'm not sure if it's going to be live. We want it to be live. It should be live, but they're just up 3 minutes ago. 3 minutes ago. Jack Dale says, thank you guys for screenshotting and sending. Jack Dale says, press conference tomorrow, 2 p.m. Guyana time. Press conference. Ensure you tune in. Views out time. He's going to views and views and views and views. Bye-bye. You gone?
We're going to club now.
I got you, sweetheart. I got you.
Almost 6 to
It's almost 6. I know.
8.
Got you.
6 to 8.
6 to 8. Sorry about that, guys. Got to take her somewhere. And here it is that I am just talking away, right? So tomorrow, Tanti Moral has a press conference. The usual thing, just talk and views up and cuss out and all manner of things. Talk, views up, cuss out, and get Venezuela slapping them all across the head right now. Get a madman like Maduro slapping them all across the head right now. And he's saying nothing, absolutely nothing. But tomorrow you're going to go for brew. You're going to go for views out tomorrow. Views out. We're getting photographs and information on those who are on the crew right now. Who are part of the crew, the missing helicopter. And I wish not to say much more, but let the GDF do their press conference. For now, I'm just going to say Tata. I will be back later on again. By then, we should get some information coming from the GDF. They're finally saying something. Hopefully the opposition would have a press conference tonight too. Who knows? Hopefully. All right. Helicopter and crew is still missing unless we hear otherwise from the Guyana Defense Force. They probably have already started their press conference. Until then, continue to pray for the country. Continue to pray for all those ordinary folks. And when I say ordinary, I don't mean it in any bad way, because I too consider myself ordinary. If you noticed, I never jumped to put public figure. I'm an ordinary guy. Thank you all so much. And Emma, you say bye-bye? Say bye-bye. Say we gotta go. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. You say bye-bye. Okay. Hey, guys, we gotta go, but continue to pray for Guyana, please.
What?
Tata.
Tata means bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, that's what else mean bye? What part of Guyana?
Adios. Adios.
Adios? Come to Spanish.
No,
Quickly. Come to Spanish.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
All right. Good job. Give me a kiss and run.
You're not even hearing.
All right. We got to go, guys. Emma and I have to go. Bye-bye. Emma, say bye-bye. You pray for Guyana? Yep.
Not even in Guyana.
You're not in Guyana? All right. Good. Bye-bye, guys.
Guyana is next to London.
Guyana's
Not in London.
not in Linden? All right.
It's next to London.
And where are you from? Linden, right? Yeah, you're from Linden. All right, guys. Bye-bye. So long. Be strong, Guyanese.